Yeah, I totally agree. And both of these runners are very good. We can expect some high level movement out of them.
No doubt about that. So while we get our runners out of Cap Kingdom here, taking a look in terms of the greater scheme of things in this group stage here of the league. We have TripleX. He's lost all 4 of his races so far, so he's looking to kind of break the losing streak here today, get himself back in the game, so to speak. And on the side of LightRon, he's going 2-2, 178 points total, so not quite in the top 6, but he will still move on to the bracket phase if he maintains this 7th place. So LightRon's feeling comfy, but certainly does not want to take the L here. Would like to secure his place in the upper echelon, so to speak, of this tournament. As we move into the left side movement here, we're going to see both of them move quickly up the side of the tower, and they both hit it. Certainly a rather consistent trick here.
Left side is very good to look at. Like it's very appealing to people who don't understand it. I don't know. That's how I always felt when I watched it. I'm like, oh, that looks hard. And then I tried it and it was hard. So
Yeah. The timing is certainly a lot tighter than some may believe. But yeah, we're going to be entering the Cascade Kingdom here with a very close race at the moment. Difference of significantly less than a second. So, and yeah, I mean, in a lot of these Odyssey races, these high levels, it's not necessarily, a lot of the time, it's not necessarily bleeding a lot of time over the run, unless you have like large PB deficit, of course, then the better movement generally wins, but especially in tight matchups like this, it kind of becomes who makes the first mistake, right? And that mistake can lead to larger mistakes. The compounding time loss can be a big issue here. So
yeah,
I'm always looking out for what the first mistake is going to be.
and I think both of these runners go for DSS. I think, or maybe it's just triple, but
yeah, Triple's kind of notorious within the tournament for going for it. Not today, though. Not a bad choice. And I don't even think it's a lack of confidence with the trick. I think he just knows that, like I mentioned, it's the first mistake, right? He doesn't want to be the one to make the first mistake.
I mean, and like as we've seen in the other matches, like he wasn't doing very hot with it either. So I mean, can't really blame him for not going with it.
He's got a 20% success rate across the entire tournament. I mean, that's 2 out of 10 attempts have worked out for him. So. Madam Brutal fight, of course, goes well for both players. Nothing too crazy here. Yeah, I mean, the early game tends to be very consistent and similar between two players of this caliber, so shouldn't be too much divergence until the next few kingdoms here. That being said, Chest Clip is coming up. LightRon has not gone for it yet throughout this entire tournament, whereas Triple has gone for it and failed. So, not sure that we'll see either runner go for it. I don't think LightRon will diverge from his established strategy as far on Triple. We've already seen with a lack of DSS. He's perhaps going for a safer early game, and yeah, we see him go for the triple jump up here. He's essentially right now just trying to match LightRon and wait for him to make the mistake as opposed to trying to make up time where it can be really risky over him.
I mean, especially when you're going against someone this close in your PB, you don't want to bust out super hard strats and then fail them and give them the lead.
Alright, moving into the dry but chilly Sand Kingdom here. Of course, they've set up their daylight savings time abuse. See it into the pot for both players, and we're going to see Triple going for the reverse town route. Not going to save a whole butt ton of time, but it is a mild route divergence, and we won't see the numbers line up for a little while here. Just something to note for sure.
Don't worry, Saren. If in the U.S. they pass a law, no one in the U.S. will DST anymore. They won't DSTA. They can't.
Yeah. Only through the magical methods of time travel via the Switch menu is that possible. Oh, it did get rejected? Shows how much I know about my own country's legislation.
No, literally. I feel that. I wasn't paying that much attention. I just thought it was hilarious.
I just saw the Twitter memes. I was like, oh, funny. Triple's a triple jump up to catch that bird doesn't work out too well for him, but he is still going to be slightly ahead due to the reverse town route. So it is kind of cool to see a mild lead switch. I mean, of course, it's less than a second at this point, but the route divergence works out well for Triple despite a unoptimal execution of said route. And we're right back in sync due to just a weird ledge interaction on the side of Triple. See how Dram goes. This is an important trick. It looks to be good for both players here, and it is. TripleX is going to be able to grab this single bill here. LightRon going to have to go wait for another one to spawn out of the shooter. Triple's going to be having the most significant lead so far of the race as he heads towards his reverse Jaxie skip. Nice and quick. LightRon is going to match that as well. LightRon, awkward motion control cap throw during his roll. But yeah, like I said, first mistake made on the side of LightRon. It's just a missed single bill, but... And of course, this lead can change at the flip of a hat, so to speak. A flip of a cap, if you prefer. Drop of a cap.
And speaking of dropping the cap, looks like Cappy dropped onto the checkpoint of the Odyssey and is now leaving the kingdom.
Indeed, that is the hat that you do want to drop in this case. We're going to have a number on this lead pretty shortly here. Of course, it's not very much, but it is something to take note of for sure. About a 7.5 second difference or so.
Okay, on a real note though, how does Mario just know to like chuck Cappy on things to possess them? Did Cappy like possess Mario, or did Cappy like just say, "Hey, if you chuck me on stuff, you can like possess them and stuff"?
I imagine Cappy just says something along the lines of, "Try throwing me on that frog over there." Like when you enter the sub area, but I'm not sure.
I've never played the game in English, so I would not know.
Yeah, it's been many, many years since I used English. And LightRon taking a bonk there, not able to get the cap vault up here, and that's just going to slow down this Lake Kingdom movement even more. And that's the issue with a lot of stuff in this game, is that if you mess up one piece of movement, then the rest of that section can kind of become messed up. Triple, his late clip isn't perfect, takes him a few attempts to get the cap out of bounds, but he maintains his out of bounds once he obtains it. And that's the important part. Gonna snag this moon in the chest. And LightRon's late clip, certainly a little bit cleaner here. He's made up a little bit of time at this point. Must be warping the checkpoint flag as well. You know, I just had some sweet chili noodles, Annie Chun's, before this match.
I ate some pizza, some Little Caesars oven pizza.
Nice, nice.
But I don't have any hot sauce, so I couldn't put any on my pizza, and now I'm sad. But it was still good, so it doesn't really matter.
Yeah. Both racers talking to the mermaid, snagging the final moon here.
The gap is definitely closed just a tiny bit.
Yeah, those few missed late clip attempts can really become an equalizer. And we'll see that with a few other kind of similar tricks throughout the run. Alright, now headed into the Wooded Kingdom here. There's a few things in this area that could go wrong, specifically the out of bounds route. Of course, nut clip, really consistent for these runners, so I don't expect to see a miss there, but throughout the rest of the out of bounds movement, there's some tricky stuff that could be messed up. Triple opting to click on the King Heart at first, not able to get the proper menu input over the moon. Triple jump, bounces up, a couple of shrine bounces, and he is on his way to getting this tree nut moon.
I always forget those are called Shireen bounces, so whenever someone says that, I'm like, I heard that somewhere. And then I remember it's because Twisted Duck was trying to teach me how to do nut clip one time. And he told me, you have to Shireen bounce. I'm like, what is a Shireen bounce?
Yeah, I only learned it because I watched Tom Shee's tutorial when I was relearning the game maybe a year or so back. And... Alright, the out of bounds is good for Triple as well as LightRon. He hits the dive, and his jumps up the slope are good. No mishaps here at this point. Well, and LightRon, as Devious mentioned, is closing the gap a little bit here. I am, however, interested to see how Triple does with this movement behind the wall after the red maze segment. There he goes. The triple jump dive. His movement to claim the Nut Moon is good. LightRon, maybe just the smallest bit cleaner. Both flower road skips look to be good, and we'll see LightRon's triple jump movement up to the Nut Moon in this section. Now his triple is going to move into the sub area, misses that fancy little vector cap bounce, and LightRon matches the mistake. Of course, it doesn't lose too much time, but it is kind of interesting to see them both go for it and miss it. Neither runner, of course, bothering with the Spewart fight. Just gonna head into this Nut Moon, and LightRon has closed the gap even more here in the Wooded Kingdom.
Just the way he broke that nut just caught him up.
Yeah. As those tiny, almost invisible time losses, we'll see how the Pipes room goes. It's a heavily cycle-based room, of course, and there is the faster Pipes, but neither runner looks like they're on the road to catch that cycle. And Fast Pipes is not good on the side of Triple. He wasn't able to wall jump off that right wall fast enough. The Fuzzy hopped up into Mario's hitbox, and that's going to be a lead swap again on the side of LightRon, and LightRon is going to have a pretty major lead.
So what does faster pipes entail? Is that just a cycle or something?
Yeah, pretty much. It's hard to explain, but yeah, it is like just a faster cycle where like you don't wait for the water to come up. In that last section there, it's weird.
Unflooded, flooded pipe sounds more interesting than flooded pipes with water, so...
Fast hats, of course, also an important part of this section of the run. LightRon able to snag that Cloud Hint Art will be noted on the stats sheet. Gonna save him from having to grab some coins later on. And TripleX doing the same.
I'm gonna be honest, there was a hint art there.
Yeah. Alright, into the last kingdom now. LightRon movement up and over the meme tree is solid. TripleX with the same. I would hope not to see anything too crazy at this point.
Lost Kingdom's when you take the training wheels off. That's when Mario becomes a grown-up and starts riding without them. And Triple got kleptoed. Unfortunately.
Yeah, that's a major time loss at this point. It's not something that I've seen yet in the league. And, it's a small movement mistake that can actually cost you a lot of time. Not only do you have to move all the way back up here, but now he's got to talk to Cappy, and it's a very long process, and I would call that the first real major mistake of the run.
Yeah, I mean, it does lose a significant amount of time over the other mistakes we've seen so far.
We'll have a number on LightRon's lead shortly after TripleX finishes up his kingdom. And it may have happened to LightRon too before, but I don't watch every race. I know. Fake Cool Cat Gang commentator. Oh my! And Triple bonks on the cage there. Just his angle was a little bit too steep towards the cage, and that's going to cause him to bonk, and not only bonk, but fall into the poison. And now this is an even longer kingdom than he could have imagined. He's got one more moon left to grab, but LightRon is going to be grabbing his first moon in the Night Metro. Oh my, and he's died again! He died too early! It's going to be the second death form in the Lost Kingdom, and of course the third big mistake here for him. This is a lot of time lost that you really don't want to see if you're a Triple fan right now. LightRon's Goomba Heck is good. He's still playing calm, cool, and collected, and most importantly of all, fast. The same cannot be said for Triple. Alright, so Triple moving into the Night Metro. Now, I mean, LightRon already almost done with the fight. Triple did in fact make the mistake, and I would argue 3. Yeah, so he got kleptoed in Lost Kingdom, so he had to go get Cappy back from the bird, and then he died in Lost Kingdom doing Cage Triple because he bonked and fell into poison. And then going for the moon under the bridge, he died again. So, really major time deficit that's going to be very, very hard to make up. LightRon barely catches that 2 cycle there on the Mech Wiggler fight, but he does.
Good Wiggler from LightRon, and Triple just starting to get into the Wiggler fight, it seems.
Got me the mood. I mean, see that?
Alright, the drive-by scoop clip is good from LightRon, very speedy. Not really sure how it works. Mario just kind of sticking his gloved fingers into the grate, snagging the very edge of that moon.
Not the glove fingers.
Yeah, he takes the glove off and extends it far enough to touch the moon.
You know, I think that'd be a cool ability. Instead of Cappy, he can, like, take his gloves off instead. I feel like that'd be cool.
Wait, that would be really cool, unironically, dude.
I would love to see... I just want him to get, like, what's that green dude? The Gumbo guy? Or Gumby, or whatever his name is? The green clay guy. He just attains his super powers, Mario does, and just stretches all over the place.
Yeah.
Or a better example is Mr. Fantastic, but I think that's his name.
Yeah, from Marvel, yeah.
Yeah.
And yeah, as Troy mentioned, Triple having a very unfortunate Mecha Wiggler fight there. Of course, he does get the 2-cycle, but that last segment did not want to get destroyed. LightRon moving into his bullet building now. Hopefully nothing bad happens to him in here. I mean, even if you mess up this up throw capture, it's kind of hard to die from that point. You can just kind of do a triple jump up there. And nothing of that sort happens, and TripleX's drive-by is also good.
Don't you have to turn your controller, like, upside down for Scoop Clip?
I don't do it. I honestly don't know the mechanics of it, so...
I think it's like you turn your controller upside down and then you drive into it and like twist your hand or something. I'm not sure, but I've seen Twisted Duck do it on camera, and like you can see his hands are like in some weird position.
Yeah. LightRon, very clean climb up the town hall. It's not necessarily a hard thing once you get the timing down, but it can certainly cost you a lot of time once your mojo is removed from the equation. Good snipe.
Losing
as well.
your mojo is like forgetting how to play the game. You just can't function.
Yeah, it's a real issue. In the Super Mario Odyssey speedrunning community.
I think it's just a real issue in general. Like, I mean, especially among high school students. They lose their mojo and then they just become speedrunners.
Yeah. I know that story. Yeah, and yeah, I mentioned it before, but TripleX did miss that up throw grab capture on the bullet bill, so you have to do a little bit of backup, and even the backup was a little awkward because he interacted with the bottom of that pole, so even more time loss at this point. It's looking really hard for him to catch up at this point. Unless something equally disastrous happens to LightRon, which it can happen, but two deaths, but I mean, the Klepto is more than a death realistically, so 3 major mistakes like that are rather hard to overcome.
Yeah, I'd rather die on Meme Tree 7 times than get Kleptoed once. Even though the 7 deaths is a greater time save, getting Kleptoed just feels worse.
Yeah, for real. Alright, TripleX moving into the last moon of the People's Room and of the Metro Kingdom as a whole. Meanwhile, LightRon into Shiveria. The Snow Kingdom's got a couple of tricks here. Particularly Snow Clip we're going to be looking at shortly. The outbounds looks good actually on the side of Nah, not quite. It was almost there though. Does not lose too much time, of course. What could lose time is if he misses this cycle here in the Blowy Joey room, and he does. Fancy little Shireen bounce back up. Not going to lose him too much time, of course, but it is something to note that he didn't hit that cycle. Nice little time save there, although I'm not sure it might have saved a little time. Leaving a Spiny to hit off with your cap on the way there. Just gets you closer to the moon as it spawns. But it's generally better with a roll cancel cap throw, since you're able to maintain momentum as opposed to just doing a cap throw out of a run, which lost him a little bit of time over optimal, so not sure exactly how the numbers went on that one for him, but it was still stylish nonetheless. We'll see how Triple's Snow Clip attempt goes. It is not good either, unfortunately. Alright, LightRon gonna be exiting the Kingdom very shortly, as Triple does hit this Blowy Joey cycle. Or tie-through room, if you're a no, not a professional. A Nintendo
A nerd
employee.
of sorts.
A nerd of sorts, yes. Alright, LightRon looking at Snowdram here, just his cap a little too far off the edge and did not get a vault, but rather a normal cap bounce out of midair. This time the vault does connect and his vectoring looks to be good, and there it is.
Clean for the most part. I mean, at least he didn't fall.
Yeah, that is what we're looking for. Alright, LightRon at this point moving into the serene beaches of the Seaside Kingdom. Not too much craziness going on here. No real opportunity for major time loss. So he's kind of just looking to maintain his pace here and continue his mojo status, so to speak.
I mean, yeah, that mojo status is very important. I mean, we've discussed it before. If you lose your mojo, it's like losing a part of yourself.
Yeah, I mean, any speedrunner can attest to the importance of the mojo. We'll see if Triple has some Snowdram mojo here. Setup-less. Not quite gonna work out for me. Does go for a small first-person camera setup after that, and he makes it. So, small mishaps on Snowdram for both racers, but again, not too much time lost on either. Fish and dips. Out of bounds is good. Let's see if he can maintain it. And it looks like he will. And just about a 30-second, or rather a minute and 30-second time difference between the runners.
So I have a petition. How about we change the name of Fish and Dips to FFS, Faster Fish Skip? And then that's what you also say when you miss the trick, but...
Yeah, I like that a lot, honestly. I'm not sure why we haven't determined the proper name for it yet. I mean, Fish and Dips is what's on the stats sheet for the Cool Cat Gang. But I for one, am also in favor of Faster Fish Skip.
It makes no sense, but it also does.
With chest dip, too. Fish and Dips is just a little bit too goofy for my taste, I think.
Chest clip X2. How about that? I think that one's better.
Yeah.
Looks like Triple is putting that acronym to good use now. He did end up missing Faster Fish Skip.
An unfortunate mistake indeed, losing him a little bit more time over LightRon. Alright, LightRon's Assault Triple movement is good throughout the early game of Luncheon Kingdom. What did you all have for lunch today, chat?
What do you think Mario's full name is? Without any knowledge, what do you think someone would think Mario's full name is? Like, obviously it's Mario, but... What do you think everyone else thinks? Maybe they thought it was Mario Sunshine, like his last name was Sunshine, because, you know,
that would be
the
fun.
game.
Yeah.
Mario Giovanni Sunshine. It's his full name.
That's true. SMO certainly does have enough abbreviations. I still don't understand why we haven't differentiated the acronyms for Cappy Roll Cancel and Cappy Return Canceling, but it's every time I see CRC, I think Cappy Roll Cancel, and then they start talking about minimum captures, and it's like, oh, wrong thing.
See, I'm the opposite. I think of the minimum cap CRC, not the other one. I watched too much Small Ant. It's my fault for that, but...
Oh, fair enough.
All I know is that man had a pencil sharpening world record, so, I mean...
Got something going for him, I suppose. Alright, LightRon's Fork Room, hopefully looking to be very fast as camera manip works out for him, of course. Man, look at those forks, they are flicking.
Yeah, those flicking forks, they are pretty fun to watch done optimally. And Triple getting spiritless.
Yeah, lost momentum on his first attempt there, but was able to reset and get the trick. In any case... LightRon's golden turnip movement is good despite having to grab a white turnip on the way in this second patch of vegetables.
I would say the white turnips are just as important, if not more important, than the gold turnips.
Yeah,
maybe not in the
really.
speed run, but in the grand scheme of things.
Yeah, to the citizens of this town here. I mean,
What is it called? There's got to be a name for it.
oh, there certainly is. I just said this town because I didn't want to appear unprofessional. Toast. Nope, that's Sand Kingdom.
Post Arena is sand. This is why I have a Google tab Chrome open on my second monitor.
Brunch it? No, that's a trick.
It is called... What? It's called Old Town.
Wait, what?
According to Luncheon Kingdom Mario Wiki, it is called the historic Old Town on your way to Mount Volbono.
Oh, wow, okay.
That I can't believe it's literally just called Old Town. That seems so counter, like, not counter anything, but it seems so unexciting. Like,
Wait,
we
yeah.
have Toast Arena, and then we have Old Town.
Yeah, I guess because they decided Mount Volbono was the more important landmark.
Just like Kekona Mountain in Sunshine. Oh, Triple
no,
having fun.
Yeah, not enough screenshot space. All right,
Is
yeah.
Old
So
Town
Old
the other
Town,
side?
Old Town is the entranceway, right? Like it's where you spawn. Peronza Plaza
Yeah.
is the town that we were talking about.
Okay. Yeah, that makes a little bit more sense. That's
Okay.
still a very interesting name, but it's better than Old Town.
Yeah. I still wish Peronza Plaza was like the subtitle for the kingdom, but
Now that we're going on to debatably the most boring kingdom in the game, we can talk about our sponsor, Urban Arts. They are a multi-year college prep program teaching all their underprivileged students about the back ends of video game design. And it seems Triple cannot land on the boxes, and he just took a death. And for the final year of the program, they make a video game, which I think is pretty cool. So, in the chat, go click the link and then check them out, because they're sick.
true. We love Urban Arts.
Or as one would say, United Arts. I know there was someone who said it, but I don't remember who said it.
I cannot recall either, unfortunately.
Someone said United Arabs, but that was a chatter.
I want more lore about the Lord of Lightning, this ruined kingdom dragon. I find him to be an incredibly cool character.
I mean, the front of his face is shaped like a staircase. That's pretty much all we need to know about him.
I guess that's a fair point.
And also, if you come back after you get the moonstone, I think one of the horns has a moon on it. I think the left one. I can't remember though. It's been a while since I've tried to get every moon in the game.
I thought it was the right one.
Well, you're probably right.
Well, our right, his left. I'm not sure.
Yeah. Whenever I see someone facing directly towards the camera, my brain just auto inverts the cameras. So I'm like, when I say right, I mean his right, not our right.
Yeah.
Or vice versa. It looks like Triple is having some fun getting that moon.
Yeah, just a little bit of goofiness, of course. It's certainly appreciated. I mean, an extra moon is never a bad thing. Perhaps that little bit of extra fuel in the Odyssey will get him a 1 nanosecond time save, perhaps. Imperceivable to the human eye, but it does matter.
For sure. I can't wait till they figure out how to collect 3 moons without biting the dragon. Like, they just magically activate the moon rock and can grab 3 different moons. It's just like the infamous Cappy upwarp from Cap Kingdom to Bowser's.
Yeah. Guard's being a little bit awkward for LightRon here. He is gonna snag a birdless though. Very swaggy. LightRon's Bowser Kingdom is looking pretty solid so far. A couple of minor mishaps, and he is a Harriet First gamer. You love to see the representation here on the Cool Cat Gang. I'm a Harriet First gamer. I know we're far and few between.
Nope, wrong. Harriet First is wrong. I'm sorry, I don't usually invalidate others' opinions, but I do when it's the wrong one.
Aw, beautiful Sarbomb, by the way.
It was a beautiful Sarbaba. But that doesn't mean Harriet First is the right answer.
I don't know, man. Harriet First, he was pretty fast.
I don't know, man. Topper first. Topper's harder, so do the hard one first, and then do the easy one second.
Alright, LightRon here on the left side of your screen, moving on towards the final climb of Bowser's Kingdom. TripleX, meanwhile, going for the Shard's Moon. His dive onto the roof does not connect, and he now has to go for a backup here, jumping all the way back up. And his birdless shards does not connect. His hat does not stay out long enough to collect that last shard. Unfortunate. And LightRon is going to be heading right into the mech fight.
Birdless Mecha Brutal is very satisfying, and I'm assuming that he's gonna go for TA, not Topper acquired, just TA.
TripleX, also a Harriet First gamer, the double Harriet First. It's a rare sight here in this league. And LightRon's target acquired, coming up now, very fast dives, and there it is. He's on his way to the Moon Kingdom at this point, just a few short cutscenes away. And he's looking to take this race home.
Yeah, and now onto that, I'm gonna talk about the point system now, because the point system is very cool. So I think it's 60 to the winner, right? And then it's 30 seconds, or not 30 seconds, 30 points that can be split up between each runner, with 10 seconds in between each point. So if LightRon finishes super far ahead, he can get all 30, but if Triple finishes like a minute behind, he'll get like 20 or something like that. I'm not entirely 100% sure on how it works, but
yeah, that sounded right to me. Alright, Triple meanwhile also moving up towards the Mech Brutal fight. Just one more moon to go. LightRon has his Odyssey fully fueled, does not have the extra moon that we mentioned from the Rune Kingdom though. So, loading time perhaps a little bit unoptimal compared to what we'll see Triple get shortly, but I don't think it'll make a major difference in the context of this race, unfortunately, for Triple.
Okay, single jump, very clean. Single jump looks very stupid scary.
It does look stupid scary indeed. Hopefully Triple's mech fight gonna not look too scary, although I suppose it always looks a little bit scary, doesn't it?
Yeah, even when you know what they're doing. But, like, when you know they know what they're doing, it still looks scary because just TA and Topper acquired and those strats are just scary looking in general.
TripleX has failed the mech fight. As we mentioned, his target acquired was not quite on target. As LightRon into his Bowser fight here in the Moon Caverns. I'm not sure if Moon Caverns exist in real life. I mean, of course, we probably don't have a church on our moon, but it would at least be cool to know that there are some caves up there we could explore one day.
I mean, didn't they like find frozen water on Mars? I don't think it's too much of a stretch to say that there could be caves on the moon.
No 2DSS from LightRon, not surprising, of course. It's a very difficult trick, but it is a little funny to see people go for it.
2DSS, more like too dangerous, super scary.
I like that a lot. I'm gonna use that from now on, if you don't mind. Or even if
Go
you do
for
mind,
it.
I'm still using it.
I go for it. I just come up with random stuff on the spot. Whatever I say is full and free of copyright. Or fully free, not full and free, but...
No, that was a very full statement of you, Devious. Cat Jam, indeed. LightRon gonna be taking the dub here. With a sub-hour, no less.
This is a Cat Jammer song, for sure. We love this song.
About 59-31 on the side of LightRon.
Oh, 2 seconds behind Triple's PB.
Yeah, so even if Triple played close to optimally in terms of his PB, it would have been very hard to take this race for him. And LightRon, of course, that is 27 seconds off of his own PB, which is also an impressive feat on its own within a race. That is true, Anime. Anyone can cat jam if they are passionate enough about the cat jam.
Why not Cat Jam as a bird?
Indeed.
I feel like that bird would get eaten, though. Cats are known to eat birds, so if you cat jam as a bird, you're subjecting yourself to being eaten.
I mean, perhaps you're just trying to fit in with the cool cats. I mean, I'm sure that's what I've been trying to do lately, getting into the booth here. Just want to be seen as a cool cat myself. I may or may not be a bird. It's not something I want to discuss here. TripleX's 2DSS attempts, not going so well.
Too dangerous, super scary. I mean, and here you can see exactly what I was talking about. Too dangerous, super scary. I don't understand this trick.
I never have and never will, to be quite honest with you. I saw the clip, I think it was Tyrone who discovered it, or at least Tyrone was the first one I saw do it, and I was like, what in the world is this? Like, this is not the Mario Odyssey I know and love.
This is not Mario Odyssey. This is the Devil's Mario Odyssey.
Yeah.
It's not my Odyssey.
Danstar, you can't do that.
Hey, I mean, it's Dancer. You can do anything he wants. Except for stare at the camera when I'm trying to set up his webcam on stream. That freaked me out. I was trying to set his webcam up one time. He was just dead eyes staring at the camera. I'm like, what is going on?
Alright, GG's to both racers, a 103.28 on the side of Triple. That is, of course, quite a bit of time difference.
Yeah, I mean, it's like, yeah, I don't understand how any of the points work, so I can't really say, but I don't know if Triple got any points.
I think it's 5. It's either 5 or 3 minutes. I gotta go look at the rules sheet that I can't find right now.
I think it might be 3? 5. It's 5 minutes.
Okay, yeah, it was 5 minutes.
Oh, Dance is threatening me to stare at the camera. No, I put his face super big on purpose for the first part, and then I kept trying to make it smaller, and I just couldn't figure out how to do it. That's... The big face was on purpose. Dance is saying 83 points to LightRon and 7 to Triple.
Thank you. So Triple at this point... Oh, it's just updated too. How convenient. Has gone... That was actually perfectly timed. Has now gone 0-5, similarly to Shemcat and Sledge. So, all 3 of those runners have not won a single match here in the league. Triple is in second place of all of the 0-5ers, so I suppose there's that to look towards. Meanwhile, LightRon has bumped himself up 2 spots into number 5 with the 3-2 win-loss ratio. So, he's looking to be in a good spot because you do need to be in the top 8 here to get into the single elimination bracket after 6 more weeks. This is the last match of week 5. So we'll be moving into week 6 very shortly here. Thank you very much.